What's going on, all you Joe Goldberg enthusiasts? Your two favorite wild Englishmen. We're back tonight, lads, and we're talking about Joe Goldberg going to bloody old England in the new season on Netflix's You.
Season 4, part 2.
You know, my favorite thing about love is it gives you second chances.
You'll always be a part of me. Hi, Joe.
That's right. Our hot daddy behind us, Joe Goldberg, returns for part 2 of season 4. I mean, this guy just talked about the first part not too long ago, but wanted to come back and see how the season ended and wanted to share thoughts with you guys. Per usual, as you were saying, this is in England and Joe Goldberg is there and playing a different person, essentially a professor, meeting all these socialites, rich people throughout England, and just turns into this like murder mystery of sorts. And then towards the end of the season, we find out who this killer really is. Find out it's the guy running for mayor of London, Reese. So throughout the second part of the season, we kind of get rid of most of the socialite, rich, snobby people. It's more of a focus on Reese and Joe's character and some other introductions of other characters as well.
The second season kicked off right, obviously, where the first season did. There was about a month break in between. So, with a nice little recap at the beginning of the first episode of part two, you're reacquainted with all the characters and you remember just how, rich, spoiled, and just, how douchey these people are, like high society England. They're rich beyond means. They've never had to work a day in their life. They have, thousands of dollars worth of clothes. They party every night. Everything's an event. They just have no concept of reality. It's a totally different world. And it's shown through the characters. You get everybody from Lucas Gage's character, who's like the big party guy. He's does all this sexually deviant stuff. He's doing cocaine all the time. He has this lavish marriage proposal to his girlfriend, and it just everything's over the top for these people. And Joe's right in the middle of this world as this different character. He's supposed to be this teacher, but slowly as the season goes on, people start to learn like he's not who he says he is, and they learn about his past. And it's all through Reese's character that you're mentioning before. Some surprises happen along the way, and I won't, name any spoilers or anything, but really this started to feel like Dexter, like, as it went on. This really felt like Dexter. Like before, obviously it had similarities, but they're really just going full into Dexter right here.
It's a mixed bag for me for sure. Parts I liked about it, parts I thought were silly. Yeah, it seems they're coming to the part where they're running out of ideas what to do with Joe Goldberg, but the second part of the season definitely felt that way at times. Really great and silly moments all around. But yeah, as you were talking about Lucas Gage's character of Andrew, and he's with Peach, and the party animals in this, and then throughout the rest of the season, we see Reese and Joe kind of going back and forth, and you introduce Greg Kinnear's character as well, and Joe's going in to like kind of kill him, and it's always kind of he's the middleman between these two guys throughout the rest of the season. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see Greg Kinnear. We had been joking about him a couple of weeks back, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden he appears in this as Kate's dad, this ultra rich entrepreneur CEO type who, is working on his, in his spare time, he works on his airplanes in the hangar. And he also has a dangerous side, and he also, has the power and the money to be able to, kill people who get in his daughter's way. And, basically you find out that he's been paying for his daughter to change her life. She's not really who she said she was either. So Kate and Joe really hit it off, and, they form this relationship, and, they're really attracted to each other and everything. And they basically, let each other know that honesty is the best policy. So they confide in each other, and basically they both have crazy past. Obviously, we already know Joe's, but we learn more about Kate's past. So really, they're kind of meant to be together. And that's a lot what this second part of the season was, the two of them, figuring things out, and, finding out that they really want to end up together. But then you have all these other, things going into play, bodies missing, people coming up dead, fingers pointing at Joe. and also at Kate. And it all leads into the finale when you find out the resolution, and it sets up the next and potentially final season. I really don't think they can stretch this out too much longer. It's there's only so long that Joe's going to be able to go without getting captured. It's like it's like Dexter. There was only so long he was going to be able to go without the heat catching up. And spoiler alert, he goes back to America by the end. So it's like, he's already going back to where he's a suspect of a murder. So it's going to be kind of hard to work around and for him to, not end up in prison or getting killed, by the time it's all over.
Definitely going the Dexter route here. The writing gets, worse and worse. Ridiculous. And, maybe he'll show up in the mountains like Dexter. Maybe they'll meet up and he'll have a beard, a fake beard on and stuff like that. Yeah, it started getting a little silly, but I will say episode 7, there was a huge twist that I didn't see coming. It has to do with this girl, that's supposed to get on this train, but she's actually captured and what that has to do with it. And then bringing in, Reese's character, Greg Kinnear's character, and Joe, people are going to die eventually. And that's kind of what sets it up to the finale, which is pretty good, having to do with Reese's character and the future of Joe and Kate. And they set that up, obviously for another season, possibly. I'm assuming it's a pretty big hit on Netflix. I'm sure a lot of people watch it, and I'm sure they can maybe do one more, but they're, kind of beating a dead horse at this point. So that being said, I'm going to give season 4, part 2 of You, now streaming on Netflix, 3.5 out of 5 Joe Goldberg hairpieces. And the season overall, I'd have to give it a 4. 4 out of 5 Joe Goldberg hairpieces.
Yeah, for all the crap I was talking about it with all the plot holes and everything, it's still a really enjoyable show, by this great cast. Everybody, the actors, they're all phenomenal. And, Penn Badgley as this character, classic. As he narrates his whole life, he narrates what he's doing, much like we saw in Dexter, but, much smarter. The writing's a lot better, although they're losing steam as it goes on, but that's okay. We got a fresh start for him this year, a different location that we were used to seeing him back in the States. He's in a whole different country dealing with this whole different segment of society. So, while the ideas are getting thin, it also, freshened things up in a way too for the new season. So it's something we hadn't seen before. But with that being said, I had a good time with the, second part of the 4th season of You, and I will give part 2 of You a 3.5 out of 5 Lucas Gage golden shower pieces.
Whoa, easy there, Lucas.
You'll know what I mean after you watch and see what happens with this character. It's pretty strange. He's got some kinky stuff going on that he's into. And overall, season 4, I'll have to agree with you. I think the first half of the season was a little stronger than the end, although, I did enjoy the finale, but I'll agree with your score. A 4 out of 5 Love Quinn hair pieces.
Easy there, old love.
So we want to hear from you, wild Joe Goldberg enthusiasts. What did you guys think of the new season and the second part of the season 4 of You? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to click subscribe. Also, follow along with us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews. And stay here to this here channel where we'll be reviewing just about everything that's coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple months that we're going to be reviewing. Here in a week, we have the return of Yellow Jackets. That's coming. I'm really looking forward to that. There's been some reviews creeping out of that it's looking pretty positive for that. And we also have a lot of great movies coming out. One we just heard about today that you shared some reactions at South by Southwest. We're talking about Evil Dead Rise. We can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. It's probably one of my most anticipated, and seeing all the positive love about that. Also, we have Shazam 2 coming out tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about that eventually, probably in the next week, sharing our thoughts on that since we both like the first one a lot. And plenty more TV and movie news and reviews coming very soon.
So thank you guys for watching our review of You. We had a dandy old time following Joe to Great Britain, getting wild with his wild and douchebaggery rich friends in England. And we will be back to review the next season, if there is a next season. Until the next time, I'm Uncle Henry Hill, and that's my good mate,
Logan Goldberg, signing out into the next TV review.
Cheers!